We have to go around and introduce ourselves. I am Catherine O'Callahan. I am chairing this for Carolyn Coffey.
Elaine Breslow.
Catherine Harvey.
Sarah Pease.
Mary Lou Lawrence.
Elson, Acting Director. Okay. So then, Catherine, usually we start with the minutes.
Okay, we'll start with the minutes.
If anyone had any questions or.
I'd like to approve the minutes. I vote to approve.
Okay.
I
I
second.
second.
Okay, so moved.
All in favor.
Aye.
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 I think everyone has to, do they have to say aye?
Okay.
Or, yeah, they have to say it, I think. But they don't
We
have to
did.
say-
Sarah Pease votes yes on the minutes.
We really need Carolyn.
Okay, how about the director's report?
Okay, well, mine's a little lengthy, so I don't think I need to read through all of it. But I'll just highlight a few things. It's going great so far. We're really, really busy. We had 16 bins of books to put out today, books and.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible the amount. We had to add an extra table. So people are really using the service quite a bit, which is fantastic.
Is some of that because school is back in session or like in session?
I'm not really sure why, but yeah, because I help pull the holds, and a lot of the holds sometimes do seem like the typical books that they're required to read. Where the Red Fern Grows, that kind of thing, like are some of the young adult books. But there's also some parents that have taken Sharon up on her offer to bundles, and they'll take a stack of 15 or 20 children's books at a time. And our regulars are very busy reading and circulating materials. Some of them have been asking Gail. They'll put a hold on a few things and then say, can you put a hold on something like this? Oh, there's Megan, great. So, it's a variety of things, I think. I'm not sure why it's busier now, but it just seems to be maybe people are moving inside now and they have more time and need something new to read, I guess. The other thing that I noted on my first part is that Ancestry.com is now available at home. It used to be you'd have to come into the library and sign into one of our computers and use it. But since all the libraries are closed, and we've paid for it, they have given people access to it at home. And I passed that along to Elder Affairs, and they're going to let their seniors know. I think it's going to be great for them. There's a whole lot of information on that site. And then I did go with Sharon to the Situate Library just to kind of get a feel for what they're doing. They've been open about 6 weeks, I think, maybe a little bit more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very limited basis. And it's kind of like what I'm thinking it's going to look like at Paul Pratt when we do open. It's a lot of plexiglass. They've got the stacks sort of walled off so people can't go in them. They're doing same as we're doing the curbside pickup, although you have it inside, but it's the same kind of thing where the books are already checked out and you just come and grab your bag. Children's room is appointment only. They do have some displays of books so people can sort of browse at the tables, but they can't go into the stacks. And but the students working pretty well, and people are, they understand that it's just not the same. There's no seating. You can't come and grab a book or a magazine and sit. There's no study rooms open or anything like that, so.
Have they had any incidents of people refusing to put on a mask?
They've had a few issues, and they have told the people, well, you wait outside and we'll bring you what you need. They did have one person in the summer, or at the end of the summer on warm day, come in a bikini with her t-shirt over her face. So they had,
Their mouth was covered.
right,
Nothing else, but
creative, I guess, but you know, they pretty quickly told her, you know, this isn't going to work. We'll bring you what you need. So, and they do provide masks. They had a great idea in the children's room. They have small children-sized masks. So I ordered a pack of those. They've got little dinosaurs on them, or, you know, cartoon characters and that kind of thing. Because I guess the larger masks don't really fit children's faces very well. So
right.
when any kids do come in with their families, it's a appointment only, one family at a time. And they also have their stacks blocked off as well, but they have some browsing in the front. So it was really helpful. And I think it made me feel more confident about what we're going to do, because I think it's really, it's very similar to what they're already doing. So, but we have no plexiglass still, so until that happens, I don't think we'll be doing anything.
Is that what's holding us up? I just wondered when I read your report how they were able, how Situate felt that they could safely open so long ago, but we still don't feel that we could safely open.
I think what I understand from the director, the town manager was the driver of that. Situate didn't really want to open, and their circulation supervisor has just resigned because she has elderly parents at home and children, and she didn't feel safe. So there's a little bit of discomfort there. But it's a new library. I don't know. I don't know the situation of why they felt they should push ahead and open, why the town manager felt that, but Chris Senior does not seem to be in a huge hurry to have us start letting people in the building.
So that's good.
Seems pretty happy with, you know, all of the services we're still offering, the programming, curbside and all of that. And I think he'd rather move slowly than rush ahead, because you know, as everyone who follows the news, the numbers are going back up. And who knows, you know, when it gets even colder, what's going to happen. So I think, you know, our patrons, a lot of them are, you know, in those high risk groups. So I think the slower we go and the more carefully we do the rollout, the better. So that's my understanding, is that's why they opened, because they had to.
Should we have Megan just introduce herself, just because we took a roll call?
Yep.
And now she's joined us, so I just want to be sure we're.
Good idea, yeah.
I'm Megan Brinkley.
Thank you. Welcome. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll know more when Megan is back. And she's looks at the plans, and I'm sure she'll want to tweak what she originally did, but a lot of it still is valid, and we'll go from there and see.
We don't have a date yet
We don't have a date
for opening.
No, I don't. The plexiglass has got to come first, I think, before we can do anything. And that I don't know when facilities is going to get that. I think it takes a while to get it now. It's so in such demand. But, and then there's problems of the circulation desk is so wide open. How do you
protect the staff?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the staff is a little concerned. I mean, it's, some people have elderly parents at home. Some people have family members who have medical issues, including respiratory issues, you know, young grandchildren, things like that. It's a little bit of concern, I think, about how it's going to go.
Is Hingham open?
No.
No.
think, I don't know about Norwell. I think Marshfield just opened a couple days a week in the last week or two. Other than that, I don't know of any other libraries in the area that are open.
I wonder how that works, just a couple of days a week, if that means that people will just want to. Well, if it's by reservation only, they can't crowd in because it's by reservation only. No.
Yeah, that's the concern, is if you only are open a few hours a week, then you're going to get more people
Yeah.
at the same time in concentrated amounts. So there's a lot to think about. It's really, the more you dive into it, you realize how many issues there are that need to be addressed to do it safely. So,
Mm-hmm.
Bronwyn, are you getting any feedback from community members asking to open?
you know, I haven't had a lot. Sometimes I'll run into someone at the store and they'll say, you know, why can the schools open and you're not open, or something like that. And once they start to explain, you know, we have materials that are going out and coming back. People are touching things. And even when we do open, it's not going to be like it was. There's no seating and study rooms, and the meeting rooms will not be open. Then people start to say, oh, well, for the risk, putting people at risk, the amount of reward is so limited, because you can already get any materials that you want. You can do online programming and, you know, any of the other things that we already do, that there's not a lot of benefit to rush into opening up. So then people, they seem to get it. They seem to get it. So I haven't heard a lot. Maybe they're waiting till Megan comes back to to hit her with it, but no, I haven't had a lot of complaints or anything like that.
Do we have a date for when she's coming back?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, this is my last hurrah.
You've been amazing.
You have done such a wonderful job.
Oh,
We don't want you to
been
leave.
Great.
Kind of a crazy time to be doing this, but you know, the staff has been really great. I have to say, they have really pulled together and worked really, really hard on this. So that's made it a lot easier. So, but anyway, I met with Mark, Kelly, and Nick about the plexiglass and how we kind of briefly talked about how we're going to make this all work. They said they'd come back with ideas, and I haven't heard back from them. So I think Megan did talk to them as well, though. So hopefully they're working on that. Oh, I already talked about the book bundles with Sharon. Oh, the community services meeting. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check it out, but it's kind of cool. We were working on the virtual teen center, and which is all the different departments that you know have programming that involve teens. Shared all their content, and then Jen Oram at Town Hall set up a link, a button on the town website. So if you click on that, you get anything that Rec is doing, that Safe Harbor is doing, even Elder Affairs, because they were doing something, one of those kind of generational get-togethers, and so teens and older seniors get together, and then all of our programming, you just click on this one button and you can see all of it, and there's links to everything. So it's kind of, I think it came out really, really well. And I don't know if if teens will use it, but at least for a parent, it's kind of, you know, you say, well, what can I have my kid get involved in? Oh, here's some options and things that are out there. So it's worth checking out. Other than that, the furniture, Elaine, I sent some pictures and I put them on our in the trustees meeting folder of the chairs.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The chairs are great.
Yeah, I got 2 more to put together, but yeah, I think I wish we'd gotten them sooner so that, you know, more people could use them. But there's still a lot of people sitting in the parking lot in their cars using the Wi-Fi. And I did, when I brought them out, I checked to see the Wi-Fi does work in the front of the building. So hopefully we get some warm weather in the fall. People will sit there and you know, go online and do
Well, and also maybe when the leaves come off the trees, we might get more sun. If we could, yeah, there's no sun in the front, is there? Because it faces northeast or something.
This afternoon there entrance, but yeah, it comes on the other side of the building and works its way around, so. But it's nice, it's exciting, and it's more welcoming, I think, and it's nice, and hopefully people use it. And then other than that, I just been going to a lot of webinars and meetings. I went to a Narcan meeting because our Narcan had been expired for 2 years or so I got some Narcan. Hopefully we'll never have to use it. And the Friends meeting was last week, I guess now, and that went well. They've got a healthy bottom line, and Catherine can talk more about that. But I think that's all, unless anybody has any questions or comments or anything.
Well, we so appreciate everything you've done, and you've done it with a smile and efficiently, and we are so lucky, really.
We are.
Well, you guys have been
Thank you.
supportive, and everyone has been. Everyone in town, the department heads, and all of that too. So, it's a two-way street. I appreciate everything everyone's done to help out. So, yep. But
Thank
I'm ready
you
to
both.
pass the reins back. It's hard to do this job and the other job at the same time, but
Thank you.
But you've done a great job, and it was seamless, so it didn't seem hard on the outside.
Not for us.
Good for you.
Well, that's good. All right, so then the next is the bill. So I guess I'll just keep talking. I don't know, did anybody have any questions about the warrant? I actually had to redo it the last minute because the bill for the chairs came in, and I thought I'd like to try to get it on this warrant because, they're already delivered. I don't want to wait another month to pay that bill. So that is on there. That came out of state aid and had already been encumbered on a purchase order. So I don't think there's anything different. We're spending a lot of money on supplies, buying plastic bags for our books. We tried getting some really thin ones, like you get maybe in a grocery store, or even thinner than that. And we had to double bag everything. It didn't look good, and it didn't work well, and it didn't work. So we've gone with a little bit better quality, but then that's more expensive. So, but that I think is just the way it is now. There's things that you never used to spend a lot of money on. Now is, has to be budgeted for. So the town has been great giving us PPE. They have a whole stockpile of it, and you just fill out a form, and they gave us a case of wipes the other day, and Purell, and masks, and all of that. So hasn't been an issue at all. So that's been great.
And those bags, Bronwyn, I think are wonderful when you have a lot, if you've got like 4 or 5 big books. But I wonder if have you thought of putting an extra tray in there and asking people to put their bags?
Some people do. They recycle them. Yeah. And then we also
I usually just put mine back in the tray that I took it from again, but
quarantine them.
it's just a reminder not to throw it away, that it could be reused, or not to feed it to a whale or anything like that.
I know, I do feel bad about the plastic, but it's really the best material, especially when they're outside. If it's
it's a great quality.
Something, it keeps them all. And we did get on Amazon, I was able to get some smaller ones that were less expensive, that you could, if you just had a DVD or a paperback, rather than use one of the large bags, expensive bags, we've been kind of trying to match up smaller things with these cheap, less expensive, I won't say cheaper bags. But yeah, some people do return them. But maybe we could put out some sort of a bin or something, or just
recycle your bag.
Recycle the bags, because we quarantine them with the books. So they're all, it's not that we have to worry about, passing along something. So yeah, that's a good idea. I'll come up with something for that. Did any questions or anything?
So will Carolyn come by when she's back to sign the warrant, or how?
Yeah, I don't, do you know how long she's gone for, or is it?
I think she's flying back on Monday. I don't know how quickly you need it to be done.
Yeah, usually it's not going to go in this week anyway, because everything has to be in by, I think it's Tuesday at noon to get processed and paid this week. So I'll have to get it in by next Tuesday at noon to be paid next week. So I'll hopefully she can swing by and,
Yeah, so maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll text, do you want me to text her and just say, when you get back, it just needs to be signed before Tuesday or by Tuesday morning?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and I'll be there, so she can, whenever she wants to come by.
okay.
Great,
But
thank you.
we should vote them.
Yes, yep. I think someone has to make a motion.
I move to pay the bills.
I'll
Second.
second. So moved.
You have to
All
say
in favor?
favor.
Aye.
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 Okay, and then the next
Okay,
one,
so there's no chair's report because there's no chair. And she left me no notes, so I'm assuming that all is well in the chair department. CLT, we did not meet, so there's nothing to report there. So Catherine, do you want to talk about the Friends meeting?
Sure. Like Bronwyn said, we closed our fiscal year and we talked about the budget for the upcoming year, and basically there's no way to know how we're going to do. The annual appeal is going to go out as usual. I mean, I think we feel pretty good about our core base. I think people who give every year will probably still give. But we just have to see. So we're sending out the annual appeal as usual, and then we basically decided to just, like we've done the last, I guess maybe last year was the first year where we basically just give a budget to each of the departments, and so we're just going to sort of keep the budget the same as last year. And typically, at least during these last 6 months, obviously the programming costs have been much less so. So we're just sort of rolling with it. And, I think everything should be fine. As Bronwyn said, our bottom line is in pretty good shape. And so, we talked a little bit about some of the programming that's going on with Gail is keeping up with Craft or Dark, and some other still, and the great discussion she's still doing. And let's see what else. Some of the children's room programming, some teen programs, the terrarium, some craft kits like macrame and terrariums. And one of our bigger expenses, or one of our regular expenses before, had been the homework center, and we're still doing that, but it's online. And the expense was the stipend that we paid for Mallory to run it, which we had decided to cycle off doing that anyway. And now it's run by the staff, and obviously we don't have to provide pizza anymore. So that expense has gone away. And, that's basically it. We talked about Megan coming back, and, we still have some lovely Christmas ornaments. So if anybody hasn't bought one yet, they'll be on sale soon. Hoping to set up a table in front of the library next to the curbside pickup and try to get rid of some more ornaments. So get your Christmas trees ready.
almost done.
So that's about it, really.
Does anybody else have anything to report? All right, well, that might have been the quickest meeting in history.
Unless you were starting late.
Well, this,
I move to adjourn.
All right,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Good job.
Listen, everybody stay safe and stay well.
yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, you too.
Oh, Bronwyn.
Good night,
Thanks,
everyone.
Bronwyn.
Thanks, Bronwyn.
Thank you, Bronwyn.
Yes, thank you, Bronwyn. And thank you, Catherine.
Bronwyn, I'll type up what I wrote and I'll email it to you.
Perfect, great.
Thanks.
Thanks for doing that. I
And
appreciate
thank you, Sarah.
Way too
Yeah.
bad.